In the process of using crop boxes here in Revit, I just thought it would be good to note a couple different factors about implementing crop boxes. So as we expand our design, if we create a large-scale building, with which this model in this case is a fairly large building, and it can get rather complex in that the amount of different facets of our design can become overwhelming in certain cases in 3D views. So crop boxes are an effective way of organizing parts of a model and being able to navigate through different parts of a larger model more effectively. So I think it's an important thing to consider. Now, the one thing about crop boxes is that once we have a lot of them, as you can see in this model, all the crop boxes in green as they highlight, they become kind of a busy scene of geometries. So I right click on any given crop box, hide in view by category, and then in any given view the crop boxes should disappear. Now if I'm using one to get inside the model, also using a crop box on a larger view on a larger model, as you can see, the fluidity of the processor in processing this three-dimensional model once cropped is significantly faster in comparison to this model, where we have to process all of the geometries, and it begins to take a serious toll upon the processor. So it's a good thing to do if you're dealing with a large scale model with a lot of geometries on a limited amount of processor speed, because then I can isolate different parts of my model, and then I can get into areas that I wouldn't be able to get into any other way, and make changes to any given design aspect of the design through the implementation of crop boxes. Now, the one thing that I've noticed that is a little bit frustrating in some circumstances, and maybe the people at Autodesk could consider this, but as I'm trying to resize the crop box, in most instances, this is a fairly small arrow to be able to grab. If I was working for Autodesk, I would perhaps scale these up about 3 times, and I'd have 3 times the size of these arrows, because these arrows are minute to grab in some circumstances, and it keeps on. There we go. Now I can see that it's highlighted. So I've noticed in certain circumstances that the arrow, it's difficult to see the transition, but the arrows will change from a lighter color to a darker color and allow you to resize the crop box. So yeah, they're a good way to organize yourself as you're drawing. Now I'm just in the business of attempting to make some adjustments to this facade, the facade on this model. So you can see that I've as part of my design, I've added in these vertical sunshades on the exterior facade. So how I've done this is that I've just used a original family, and I've created a wood massing, and I've just kind of affixed it to my facade. Now, there's a number of different ways you could approach this. You could create a custom family for the way that I wanted to do it was by creating a custom mullion family, and then just using it as part of the vertical mullions. Another way is, I guess, to just create original geometries or original families as massings, and then start to load them into the project. Anyway, have a good one for now.